artist friends, as we start to celebrate spring and the fact that our blossoms are really coming on the trees and the puddles are all around us, we're going to just create a simple springtime splashing creation. Now in this drawing, we can do our shapes step by step. I'll be drawing with a Sharpie so that you can see from far away, but you're welcome to start with a pencil in case you need to erase anything along the way. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to make a big, huge rainbow line at the top half of our paper. And this is going to be our umbrella. So it's kind of like we have a little character, we could picture it as ourselves, tucked underneath an umbrella enjoying the rain. So once we have our rainbow line, now we're going to make a few rainbow lines next to each other at the bottom like this. Small little rainbow line, small little jump, and I'm going to try to make it end neatly right here, so I kind of need to plan it out so that I can get to the other side like that. Okay, so now I have the start of my umbrella. Then I'm going to take this little point right here and come up to one spot at the very top of my umbrella. So this is kind of like that opening or that space that it would all close to. And I'm going to make a gentle curving line to touch right here. So it's going to go curve like that. Check it out. Curve and touch. Next one, I'm going to take it here and curve and touch. This one's mostly straight because it's in the middle. This one I'm going to curve and touch. And my last one right here from the very bottom, curve and touch. Now I'll have some cool details to be able to color in when it's time to color. Next, I'm going to make the body of my character or my little person that's enjoying the rain. And for this, I'm going to keep my shape pretty simple by making more of a trapezoid. And a trapezoid means it's going to come out a little bit like a rain jacket, straight on the bottom, and then come back out again. So somewhere near the top here, I'm going to come out at a little bit of an angle. Then I'll come back across with a straight line and then go back in at an angle again. Now, if your shape looks a little different than mine, of course that's okay. We are different artists and it's awesome when our artwork looks different. So now I'm going to draw the details that make my character look like it's holding the umbrella. So I'm going to make two curved lines starting about here and going down to the middle of this little rain jacket. So a gentle curve here, that's one. And a little lower, a gentle curve here, that's two. Now I want to sort of have the illusion that my character is holding onto the umbrella. So I'm going to close the end of their little jacket and I'm just going to make part of my umbrella have these little bumps. So it's sort of like our hand is closed around the umbrella handle. Now that I have my hand done, I'm going to just do the bottom part of the umbrella and I'm going to have two long lines coming down to reach, and then I'll close this right up like this. Now, if you can picture an umbrella, you might remember that the bottom part looks like a J. So let's pretend that this line came through the hand as if we were holding it and curving up to make the bottom of a J. Again, this line here comes through the hand, curves up like a J, and then finishes with a straight line. So now my character's holding onto this big, beautiful umbrella, and they've got their other hand maybe tucked into their pocket. So now this part of the jacket I can decorate with patterns. I could add a little pocket with another upside down rainbow line and a couple little lines here. I could maybe have part of the pocket peeking through on that side. Maybe I want to add some buttons up the top of my jacket. So now is your chance as an artist to decorate this little jacket how you'd like. The final step we need to do is to make our little boots because, as you know, a rain puddle isn't complete without boots. The last thing I also wanted to remind you was that if you'd also like to make a little hand that's maybe reaching out from underneath the umbrella, you can stop like this and that's totally fine, or you can make these same lines again. So check it out. As this side kind of emerges from around my umbrella, I can do one line, two lines, and then make a hand that's sort of reaching and waiting. So I'm finishing that cuff right there with two straight lines, and then I'm going to make my hand sort of holding out to feel for that rain. So again, fingers has 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's that little thumb, 5, and it can be reaching for a little raindrop to see if we can feel what it feels like. Okay, now we're on to the little boots. So for this one, we just need two lines for a leg. Then again, two lines for a leg. And we're going to stop the top of our boot like a half circle. I'm even going to make it pretty complicated. Check it out. Starting a little higher, we're going to curve around and come back in. So we made that oval. partly around our ankle here. Okay, so I've got two like that. Looks pretty silly. Looks like my person's coming out of my paper right now. But now I need to add the boot bottoms. So I'm going to have two more parallel lines next to each other. 1, 2, and this one will be a little bit longer. And again, 1, 2, and this one's a little bit longer. Then I get to make the front of the boot. So straight at the bottom and a gentle curve. And again, straight at the bottom. This one might tuck behind because of how close I made mine, and a gentle curve. Yay! Now I have my little boots. And the final thing we need is, of course, the rain and the puddle. So the puddle is basically a flattened oval, but we can make our edges a little bit wiggly to show that our puddle is not exactly like an oval. So again, I'm going to start here up on my boots a little bit and give it a little bit of a wiggly line. Coming back down, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle for my puddle. Come back all the way here and then do that little line in between that connects, so I got a little bit wiggly at the end. But now my character's standing in a puddle. And to make our raindrops, we can start with a little dot at the top, and then we're going to curve out to the left and come back in with a point. Again, a little dot to show you where you want your dot if you'd like. Come out to the left and back up to the right. Okay, so now you can make a few little raindrops, maybe about to splash into your character's hand. You can even make some lines that come from your raindrops, and it gives the illusion or the trick that your rain is falling. So these little lines like this coming up from my raindrops are like a little trick to show where my rain came from. All right, the last thing I'm going to do, because I like having a space for my character to stand, is I think it's going to be more successful if I have a horizon line. Remember, the horizon line is where the sky and the earth meet. So my puddle, instead of floating in my page, will be on the earth part. So I'm going to start on one side of my page, above my puddle, and make a line in the background. Once I hit my character, I need to stop and pretend my line's going behind, and then come all the way across my page. I'll even go through my little raindrop. Now, this part below here is the ground with my puddle, and this part above here is my beautiful sky. Ooh, I might even add some rain clouds with a straight line and a bump, bump, bump. Oh man, I'm getting super into this drawing. I love this little rainy character. Okay, once you feel good about your drawing, it is now time to color. And today I'm simply going to use some crayons and just have fun picking colors that I think would look awesome for my creation. All right, friends, time to color. Artists, I sure had a fun time coloring in my puddle jumping character. Always remember that you are strong, you are amazing, you are resilient, and I love you. We'll see you next time for making some art.